Hey, I gotta press record right away because I know you. I ain't gonna let not 1 second go unrecorded because I know you probably gonna come over here talking.
What's going on, man? Can you hear me?
Hey, loud and clear, brother. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, sir.
Ah. Sorry, I'm a little under the weather. Let me start by saying KLOC has to be the only person in the world, in the history, that get frustrated with a brother telling them that he's running a little late. I had stuff to do. I knew I wasn't gonna be on time. I'm checking him. He like, man, it's okay. He laughing and stuff. I can tell you was over there being funny. I know you.
Wait a minute, fella. Why you get on here lying on me? Nigga, I ain't doing a damn thing. When I was like, okay, bro, I get it. I'm a businessman myself, bro. It's
Hey,
cool
I
that
just like to communicate. I just like to communicate.
now you was getting on my nerves. Like, I'm up the street. I'm down the street. Like, nigga, just hit me when you ready. I ain't
See what I
frustrated.
said? See what I said? He said he I was getting on his nerves, son. I told you. I knew I was
Just,
right. I
just
can
you
tell how
a
you was
squarehead.
responding.
You a squarehead nigga shit, bro. I don't do all that, bro. Don't do that. Just hit me when you get home and we good, bro. But thank you for
Well,
having me.
well, like he said, thank you very much for taking the time to get on the Some Get It Some Don't podcast. I have been fortunate to be a guest on your podcast, I believe 2 times.
Two times for the one time.
And we're gonna make sure I ain't gonna kick nothing up under here. We're gonna make sure the audio is straight. Cause we
Hey,
had some classic stuff on that first episode, but they got me too drunk, man, and I started kicking stuff.
hey, this your show. Kick all you want, nigga. Kick all
No,
you want.
I ain't kicking nothing because I want this mug to be right, and I like to do it one take, baby, and we go one
Well, come
take.
on in. Come on in, Club Took Took. Let's go.
All right, so let's get it started, man. For those who don't know, to be honest with you, I don't. It's crazy. We're gonna get into it later on, but I just want to start with all my guests. I like to kind of start how it began with you. Probably like some of your fondest memories that you can recall growing up. And as I tell people, don't try to go to junior high, don't go to high school. Let's just keep it with Kimothy. Let's start there, baby. Kimothy, baby.
What about Timothy though? Like what era we going in?
I said your fondest memories from a long time ago, not middle school. So growing up, let's just keep it simple from 0 to 5, 0 to 10. Let's keep it in that range, 0 to 10. How about that?
My fondest memories, man, would be going to my grandma's house. That was my safe zone right there. That was my spot.
So where was your
That's my
grandma's house at? Where was your grandma's house at?
corner right on the corner.
Cornell, right on the corner.
You
Wait,
probably didn't
what?
drove by through trash out there, you know.
Cornell. Right here on
Cherry.
okay, that's what I was gonna ask. Okay. I think Cornell.
Mm-hmm.
Remember? Oh, you talking about the side that's now like the new expansion or
Right. So
no?
they right there, like it's their house and then it was the field.
Okay, that's what I thought. I do remember that it was literally the last house.
Right, right.
Yes, yes. Okay. For those who don't know, we talking about Parkway. He talking about the last house on Cornell. Now, if you go over there, you can go all the way to Cornell to the other
Crazy,
side. But
crazy,
but growing up, that was straight field. It was nothing over there.
crazy. Man, I used to walk through that field. You know, me and my cousins, we used to stroll through there. You know what I'm saying? We was from the gutter.
Here you go. Here you go. The gutter. Here you go. We do have to talk about that though, because he always give me slack for being a Bay Block boy, and I never give him credit for that. And to be honest with you, to be transparent, as you know, I'm a little bit older than you. So I never really saw you growing up. However, it's very ironic that some of the people that you have as friends, well, I don't want to say we share the same mutual friends, but for some reason I just don't remember seeing you, and I'm sure you don't remember seeing me either. But
You know what, Tukey? I'm gonna give you a worldwide exclusive today.
hey, here we go. Here we
On
go.
some get it, some don't. So the reason why I was never really outside because my mama kept me in the house. Because my brother got into some shit and she felt like that put my life in danger. So she didn't really like let me go like places. She was trying to protect me from like shit that was going on with my brother. So like when niggas be like, we ain't see you on the block. Well, you know, I was in protective custody pretty goddamn much. You know what I mean? So I mean,
And if I'm not mistaken, rest in peace, right? If I'm not
right.
mistaken.
Rest in peace to my brother, man. So
Yeah.
I'm only gonna give you this interview. I ain't gonna give it nowhere else.
Yeah,
So
I sure
you want
appreciate
the
that.
real? Let's get to the real today.
Well,
So
see, we had one breaking, one exclusive that we broke today on the Some Get It, Some Don't. And that makes perfect sense because everybody who know me, obviously not a thug, not a gangster, but me and my friends ran the streets of Baylor all of
right,
our life. All of our
right,
life. When I say ran, I don't mean random. We was up and down the street. We was
right.
outside when outside was a cool thing to be.
Yeah.
So so
My
it's just
brother,
funny when you talk about Bryson and all them because we know him, and I know you know him, especially when we'll get into that a little bit
yeah,
later too. So it just was ironic that we didn't know each other.
right. And like we might have crossed paths. I swear I might seen a little square head nigga on the block. But you know, you see one square head nigga, you see them all. You know what I mean? So me and you probably crossed paths because I know Melv used to be down there. Shamar, what's his name? Shamar, the tall nigga, looked like an ant. It was a real tall nigga. He was real skinny. He stayed on the other end, down the street from me.
Oh, sorry, right?
Shatari.
Yeah, yeah,
Shatari.
yeah, 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 yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, that's why I'm saying like
Mhm.
me and you probably crossed paths, but I was just probably like, squarehead nigga, and kept going. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and if you talk about back then, I had them honeys too. So you know what I'm saying? I probably was out of sight, out of mind. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't hanging out with no dudes like you. So you know what I'm saying? I was hanging out with them women. So that's probably why you didn't see me.
Hey, I got some shit to ask, and I don't know if you want it on here. As we keeping it trill,
Hey, we can keep it real as you want to keep it, brother. It's my podcast, but this is your episode. So let's get it.
all right. My Kim folks say you snitched on this nigga jumping out of a window. Is that true?
What?
He said that he was at some girl house hunching. He jumped out the window, and the daddy was like, who was it? And he said, you pointed at the nigga.
So if we all outside, it seemed like we all was in trouble. So why am I telling?
But no, you wasn't even in the mix. He was just like, who's the nigga in the house? And he was like, you was the first nigga to point. Like, it was that nigga. That's
Yeah.
what Kim folks said.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. I cannot confirm or deny that that happened, but I don't see myself telling on no stuff like that because back then we all was guilty. So hey, I don't think so.
I'm just saying, like, the nigga was
I
like,
think
hey,
somebody's trying to throw me under the bus is what I think is what happened. That's what it sounded like. It sounded like I was in there doing the do, and they just got upset and told the story to you to hate on me. That's what it sounded like.
I was like, I ain't never known the boy to be a snitch now. You know what I
No.
mean?
Yeah,
So,
that's why I said I have had my shortcomings when it comes to street stuff, but I ain't got no reason to tell on nobody.
well, I tell
So
you what, we gonna clear that shit up next time you come to my podcast. So we gonna talk about that for real, for real.
yeah, we could do that. We could do that. So
Man,
I did want to say with this episode, I wanted to treat it a little different just because for one, I didn't been on your podcast a couple of times. I know y'all asked a lot of questions, but we always go back and forth, whether it's through text, whether it's through Snap, all the time. So I wanted to kind of bring some of that to the episode today. But I also, yeah, I see, that's why I brought it up for that. But I
yeah,
also wanted to give time for people to get to know who you are too, because truly, I don't really think people honestly know who you are and appreciate all the stuff that you've done. So I wanted to provide some space for you to talk on that. So if you can, we're gonna kind of run through some of this stuff kind of quickly, but some of the stuff I want to like spend some time on. So if you don't mind, can you talk about obviously, like you said, your grandma stayed on Cornell. We know about the
right.
Bay Block stuff, but let's talk about where you went to middle school, where you went to high school, and some of like your friend group growing up.
Okay, so I'm a Hutchinson Junior High representative. You know what I'm saying? Big H's, little U's. Um,
JTH, baby.
yeah, JTH all day. I went to Estacado for 3 weeks, and then I transferred and I followed my wife to Coronado. Now, that's one hell of a story, because like
Let's
me
hear
and her
it.
been together for 20 years. So I was on the hunt. You know what I'm talking about? So
In an
yeah,
early age, too.
yeah. So JTH Estacado for 3 weeks. I can't forget that 3 weeks. Then Coronado, man.
And that's crazy because I did something similar. I went to Lubbock High. I didn't chase a girl, but I went to Lubbock High for like 3 weeks and then I transferred to Estacado. So, but I commend people like you because there's a lot of people who chase women or chase men or whatever, chase relationships and it don't work. But I commend the people who actually chase it and it end up working because you obviously knew what you wanted at an early age and you did what you needed to do to keep that. So,
Not
salute to
really.
both of y'all. Salute to both
Not
of y'all.
really. I didn't like Estacado.
No, no, no. What I'm saying is the relationship part, not the estacado
Oh,
part, just the
oh,
relationship part.
okay. Yeah, the
Relationship part.
relationship part. Yeah. But Estacado wasn't school. I went to that white school and it was like a whole new world over there.
Yeah, I bet it was because it's
Estacado was too strict.
estacado was what?
It was real strict. Like,
Yeah, people don't understand that. People just think that it's like a ghetto school. I'm like, bro, they wasn't playing over there. Like stuff
nah,
happened because we in the hood or whatever, but stuff happened in every school. But I promise you, they wasn't playing over there. Like you couldn't even have a beard over there. Like so, people try to make us like it was just so crazy. I
nah.
got licks one time for having a beard, bro.
See?
Fun fact. I'm glad you brought this up. So I remember this story like it was yesterday, and I'm glad you said something about that staccato. Man, during 9/11, bro, I didn't I was a junior. We had a football game. Do you know during the ceremony, I was drinking a orange Fanta. I remember it, or pineapple Fanta, pineapple Fanta. Do you know Mr. Frazier waited till after the ceremony, got on the PA and called me and said, Antoine, no, he said, Tukey, make sure you come see me after this ceremony is over. He called me to his office, told me since I was being disrespectful drinking that pineapple Fanta, if I wanted to play in the game that week, I had to get some swats for drinking a damn soda. So
Yeah,
I'm glad you said that, bro.
yeah,
Estacado was real. It
yeah.
was real.
And let me say this: should no nigga been drinking pineapple Fanta? Period. So
If
I'm
you
glad
know,
you
you know. That Phantom machine used to be popping, boy.
look. I always took you as a chocolate milk drinking nigga or something.
I did drink chocolate milk back in the day.
See, and that's why what happens. It happens because of that shit.
Yeah,
But
so you was right.
yeah. Go ahead, continue, sir. This your show. Pop it.
Yeah, no, like I said, this is my show, but your episode. So I'm sorry I took a tangent on that story.
Nah, man.
But
I'm gonna hit you with some shit.
so for those who don't know, let's talk about KLOC. Because I mean, I can assume how he got the KLOC, but let's talk about KLOC. Let's talk about that.
Well, how I got the name?
Of course. And please don't tell me it was
Okay,
given
bet.
to you by yourself.
No. So when we was at Hutch, we had an older cat. Shout out to Byron York. I don't know if you know Byron or not. You
I
might.
do.
I don't
I
know.
do.
But
I do.
man, that nigga, he kind of remind me of 50 Cent. He was just one of them older, cool ass niggas. And he was just like, "What's up, K-Lo?" And I was like, "K-Lo? I like that." So I started running with that. Like, K-Lo, that's just been my name ever since then. And I started naming other people. I gave a nigga C-Loke, D-Loke. So I was cool like that. You know what I'm talking about? So
So
yeah.
if I
Yeah.
remember right, if we talking about the same person, he used to be with all the people from the West Side, right?
I don't know.
Well,
I
anyway,
think you know,
I'm
I think
what?
he ended up going to Lubbock High. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
because I'm pretty sure he was super cool back then with like uh Lil Quindrick now. Ain't that
Yep.
your age? Yeah,
We're
yeah,
just
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Them
So of course the Loke stuff was what he was, that's what they were. So That's how he gave you that name, KLOC.
Yeah, yeah, because I was, my brother Dante, he was over there, and then Dante was throwing up C's and all this game banging shit. So I kind of adapted that shit. But I ain't never really been in that game banging shit. It just sound cool. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I said I wanted to bring it up because this is the perfect moment, as I said, for people to get to know who you are, how you came about, and some of the things. Because to be honest, when I heard it, that's the first thing that came to mind because that's what I'm accustomed to. Everybody
Right,
I know that's K-Loc or this Loc or that Loc is from that. Whether they was really Crips or not, they were affiliated.
right. But I don't know if you've noticed this. I really have strayed away from that name. Like
Says
you probably,
your sweet K-Loc Jones right here. Sweet K-Loc
I'm sweet
Jones.
KLOC Jones. So it's not KLOC. It's sweet KLOC
You're
Jones.
right, because you usually have a dash. I stand corrected. I pay
Right.
attention, brother. I stand corrected. I stand
So,
corrected.
and the story behind that is when I went to Dallas and I did a show at the Improv, my boy, God damn, I can't think of his name. I think his name is Alfred. He's an African comedian, but he was throwing a worldwide comedy show in Dallas. And he was like, well, what do you want me to call you? And I say, well, I usually go by Timothy KLOC Williams. And he was just like, you know what? Just take that KLOC off. You just Timothy Williams. Like that just looks better when you try to get booked and it just sounds better. So if you ain't really in that shit, just take off that KLOC shit. So I've been Timothy Williams ever since, man. I don't really do the KLOC thing no more.
Well, good. Well, I'm glad. I just had to bring it up because
No,
it
no, for
was a
sure.
part of your history for sure.
Right. That's when I was out there in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
So, speaking of the streets,
Yeah.
let's talk about something that a lot of people who probably knew you before now knew you for rapping and stuff. Let's talk
Right.
about that. So let's talk about what got you into it, how many albums or whatever you put out, like, or what was your motivation for doing it? Why did you stop? Let's talk about that.
Okay. So when I was 9 years old, I used to, I don't know if you remember 88.1. You remember that?
Of course, of course.
Yeah. So I used to listen to those songs and write down the lyrics. Um,
Like most of us.
then, then I used to have my mama go and like print them out, and I would like be rapping like masterpiece stuff. So I've always had like the musical ear. And then I started writing my own shit. So
At
and
9
then
years old.
yeah, I started writing my own shit. Now, heavily influenced by Tupac,
Of
Lil
course.
Wayne.
Of
Uh,
course.
so I liked it to freestyle. So when my brother came, he got our older friends. They are 5 years older. Everybody's freestyling. So I'm the young nigga that's freestyling with the older cats, and I'm killing shit. You know what I'm saying? And Joe Cash, shout out to my boy Joe Cash from down the street. I started
Hmm.
battling that. So music has always been a thing for me creatively. Now, as far as how many albums I got, I have 2 albums, 13 mixtapes, and that's about it.
Damn.
Yeah,
You said
but
that's
see,
about it. That's 15 bodies of work.
but see, like I'm telling you, the influence with Tupac and Wayne, I pretty much done dabbled into everything. Like me being a big Tupac fan, I was thinking I had that much time, so I used to record 3 songs a day. So this is real shit. So uh me and Big
Damn,
Ken,
boy.
me and Big Ken would go get in the studio and we would just record. And then I had the studio at my house. So I mean, my first CD was called L Town Baller. Terrible CD. Terrible. Like I would cringe listening to that shit. And L Town
Do you still
Baller,
have it?
no, I do not.
Wow.
I do not have that CD. But I
Damn.
remember I made my own album cover. I had 3 waves in my hair, and I put L Town Baller on the top of that joint.
L Town Baller. So
Guess my second album. Just guess the name of it.
L-Town Baller 2.
No, no. The Class Clown was my second mixtape.
The Class Clown.
Yeah.
So L-Town Baller, then we got the Class Clown.
Mhm.
Hold on, before we go, because this is the perfect segue to my next topic.
Let's
But you
go.
have to let us know, like, what made you decide to stop rapping after 13 mixtapes and 2 albums?
Oh, uh, I wasn't serious about it. It was just something I love to do. Um, I've never
Okay.
performed on. Um, I told my mama when I was 21, I was gonna buy a house, I was gonna have a record deal, and I lied big time. But so,
But at the
uh,
same time, you wasn't even serious about it anyway.
but like, so that I mean, I guess that's every rapper's dream, right? To put the bow on the car, have a record deal, have a whole bunch of hoochies running around here. So, um, but it got to a point when you get in that studio and you spending your money, you have to be serious about it now, you know. So when I got like 18, life is, it's a different level now. I done graduated now. So now it's like, well, I can't be in these people's studio lying like I used to be, you know. Now, when I say I got 4 cars, I need to really have 4 cars. So um that's just the real. Like I got tired of lying. Real shit. Like you get tired of
So,
lying. Bro.
yeah, at some point, and like you said, you lying and you giving the money to lie. Hell no, something ain't adding up, baby. Something ain't adding up.
Exactly. So I mean, that's what that was, man. I've never really stopped. I might go and do a little something here and there, but that just ain't my main focus anymore. Cause if I do some shit now, it got to be from the heart. It got to be real talk, like J. Cole.
Okay. All right. All right, born sinner. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, as you said, the next project was the Class Clown, which leads into the next discussion. A lot of people who know you as what? I am comedy. So let's talk about that. What got you into comedy, and um how has you been able to sustain through all this time? Because when I first met you, of course, I think you were maybe doing a little stuff here and there, but I see you more and more frequently doing shows. Obviously, you used to do your little skits and stuff. You still, well, you took a little break from social media, but you used to be on Snap and everything too. So what got you into comedy, and what has sustained you all this time?
Dare got me into doing stand up. Some I think Mike Epps had came down here, and some dude was opening for him. And I was I'm in the garage with my cousin Antoine, bald head ass, and he dared me to go do stand up, and I went and did stand up. And I ain't gonna say that was the best, when you're doing something for the first time, but it gave you a thrill because it's something about comedy where I can be myself. See, when I was a rapper, I had to be a whole different nigga. But comedy, I can be myself. I can speak my mind. So when I first started out, it was me doing like skits, a lot of skits. And basically, I was just trying something new and it was working. And I believe that is my calling. God has been with me through this journey of comedy ever since I've started. It's opportunities that I have gotten that I know it ain't nothing but God. Like I have spoke at a college. I spoke at Tech on a panel with professors about comedy. And I was just like, yo, this is crazy. So
See, I'm mad because I
I
consider
love,
us to be good friends, bro, and I didn't even know that.
I mean, I posted it.
Bro, man, people say they post stuff. Do you know how the algorithm stuff work, man? You know that. You know people ain't seeing everything you post. You know
But
better than that.
but here's the thing though. So a lot of people really don't know because soon as I went and did that, COVID shut everything down.
Okay.
So my
Okay.
episode didn't even get to air on TV. But I got the experience, you know, I got a few pictures. Like I'm over here with, authors and people that have studied. I'm just like me from Baylor Street. I'm up here with all of these people. It's like, it's crazy to me. So, yeah, man, this comedy thing has really been a blessing for me. So that's my
And,
story. Some of it.
and see, that's cool to me because once again, I try my best when I'm on having these episodes with people to highlight y'all because a lot of people may not know all these intricate details about you. Even people that are not super close, but close to you, like I consider myself, I didn't know that either, But that's dope that you got to experience that and it kind of helped you to understand that, as you said, God has been with you the whole journey. But at the same time that you've been putting in the work and you've been making yourself available to do those things. So kudos to you.
Yes, sir.
So we have to touch on social media because I think that's where we kind of became cool. And I can kind of tie these two things in together because I think they kind of intertwine. I could be wrong. But let's talk about like social media presence. Specifically, I think from my understanding, I think it's Facebook and Snapchat to where you do a lot of your post a lot of your stuff. I know on Snapchat you can just go organically and just do it, no edits needed. But as you said, you do have skits. So let's talk about that and let's talk about because I really don't remember how we kind of met or how we became cool. I've been trying to think about that since we set this up, and I got nothing.
So, um, back in the early Snapchat days, I mean, it had to been some years ago. Um, I used to fuck Snap up. I'm not gonna lie. I was in a bad place in my life. And all I would do was take smoke breaks and get in the car and just say crazy shit. And I guess LD was like, hey, follow this guy. And then you came along. So, and
Yeah,
then when you put out the hit, and then LD put out the hit, nigga, I'm talking about like 200 people came out of the woodworks to follow me. Everybody. So, and I always gave you that respect because you could have been a hate nigga. You could have been like, that fat nigga ain't funny. But now you always rock with me since day one, and man, you always been cool because I seen the genuine in you. But
that's true. I
I was
remember that now. I remember that now.
so I was working at the state school at the time, and I was hating my job. And that was the only thing that was getting me through was like these little Snapchats that I was doing. Like I would go in the car and smoke them cigarettes and boy be talking shit and y'all be laughing and this nigga, y'all follow this nigga. So that really gave me like the go, you know what I mean, for social media. So that's what that is right there.
And so, because as you said, it was back when you used to, as you quoted, fuck snap up.
But
So
Snap,
what do you think has changed as has it been the platform itself or that you feel like you may not get the responses you want, or you just rather go do stand up. What do you think changed from when you used to be on Snap a lot to now?
my life has got better. My life
Oh, well,
has
that's
got
right. You did say you was in a dark place. True, true,
right.
very true.
My life has got better. And I'm trying to focus my energy elsewhere. Um, at the time period, I didn't have no kid. Uh, I was just working and trying to do what I can. But now it's like, and it's about the responses too. I don't like people just to dry ass follow me and don't say shit. If you find it funny, laugh at it, nigga. If you don't find it funny, don't. But like, I don't like people just to sit up and just be
Them ghost
like
followers, man. I can't stand them. I can't stand them.
like I'm KLOC. You followed me for a reason, motherfucker. You dropped me some goddamn smiley faces or something with your ugly eyes. But that's all it's about, man. That life just changes. Like at the time period when me and you was talking about, I was going by Snapchat God. Like I would live to get up on Snap. Like man, what I'm gonna hit these people with today. I got it. But now it's just like, it's not even worth the what's the name. Let's put the energy where it needs to be put. Because every social media platform is different. You might see me get on Facebook and start hitting them, and then you see me back off. Then I might go to Instagram. Then I might come over here to Snap. So I just want to spread it all out now.
Okay. Okay. Speaking of, you just mentioned something that was part of my one of my next talking points too. Let's talk about your family. Obviously, being married, as you said, that there was someone y'all been together for 20 years, someone that you knew you wanted initially, and the fact that you have a kid. Let's talk about how supportive or how we don't have to go like we ain't trying to be no Dr. Phil or nothing here at this moment,
Right.
but let's talk about how supportive your wife has been, and even if it was some things she may have been like, hey, it's time to switch it up or whatever, but you stayed the course or whatever that may be, and then how things changed once you had a kid.
Okay. I want to sit there and say my wife is the bomb. Um, I see a lot of people like they woman don't understand them. But my woman, she gets it. And she wants to go there. When I'm like, hey, I'm thinking about booking a show here, she like, let's go. And like it's times we didn't have to drive to Dallas and come right back to Lubbock, and I go to work like at 5 in the morning. And she willing to make that run with me. You know what I'm saying? So she has been very supportive, and I'm thankful. And also, she knows I'm kind of a talkative public figure. So a lot of women, a lot of guys, I talk to a lot of people. And I don't really never get no flack for that because she just know how I am. So I think it's just been a big understanding of her. So she always she has my back, you know.
That's
Now
good. That's good.
now that we have a kid, things change because mama's tired sometimes. So now I gotta make sure everything is lined up before I go handle business now. So it just ain't no get up and go. Now it's more of okay, is the baby straight, you straight, okay, I'm gonna go handle this. I'll be back home. You know what I'm saying? So things have changed.
And I'm glad you mentioned that because I always like to ask this to people. For those who know, like I have a kid, of course, my kid doesn't live with me, so her mom does an amazing job and takes care of my daughter and allows me to live her and go there on the weekend or whatever. So that's cool. But I always like to ask this question because I know I personally sacrifice every single weekend. And sometimes when you're trying to do a business, now that I have this podcast, different things, it's sometimes hard to juggle all those things. And somebody told me that when you live in this life, there's no such thing as balance because you can't balance. It's impossible. People
Right,
say balance, but it's not true. So I don't want to say how do you balance those things. How are you able to do all the things that you do work? I know you like work multiple jobs sometimes. Then
right.
you have you got the comedy shows you have to do, the podcast, being a family man, being a dad. Then out of all that stuff, you still have to make time for you. So how are you able to do that, and what role does your wife play in that as well?
So I'm gonna sit there and say I don't really have a lot of time for me. I'm gonna put that out there. My me time is going to Walmart and getting a Dr. Pepper. That's my me time. But far as the balance goes, we make it work. I just believe in making the best of the time when I'm there, and we usually Sundays is usually my family day. Sunday fun day is what I call it. How ironic is that? So um, when I'm with my baby, me and her, she'll come hang out with me all the time. Like it's just you just gotta know where to put your energy. Some days it's not gonna be perfect. Some days you gotta do some stuff that you don't want to do. I don't like to be away from the family too long, but bills gotta be paid. But you just gotta try to get in where you fit in, basically.
Yeah, and that's why I brought that up because it seems like a lot of us men who are actually trying, we all in the same boat. You don't want to be away from your family, but you got to make money. You still want to
Right,
make time to try to live out your dreams, but you got a family. So,
right.
you got to find those little patches, as you said, and one thing I'm trying to do this year is be more intentional of being where I'm at, being where my feet are. Like if this is where I'm at right now, this is what I'm focusing on. To be honest with you, be fully transparent. A lot of times I be texting people while I'm like, bro, I'm on the podcast. Like I'm giving this person my undivided attention. So I
Right.
told myself this year I'm being more intentional. So if I could just share anything, I mean, it seems like you got it under control, but that's one thing that I'm focusing on myself is just to be wherever I'm at that time. And that's just what it's going to be. And then when I move on to the next thing, I can do that.
Yeah. I mean, usually if it started causing chaos for me, I pull out and reevaluate the situation. So that's the thing about me. I ain't gonna let it get too crazy and out of control.
Yeah, that's smart. I need to take that information from you because I usually just let it run amok and just keep going.
Hey, facts only.
Yes, Lord.
Yeah.
All right. So next up, so this is where we're gonna take a kind of a little change than I normally would do with most of my guests because I feel like this is the perfect opportunity for us to highlight some areas, but also put you on the hot seat a little bit, just a little bit. Ain't gonna get too crazy.
Let's get it.
So when we talk about don't come in here with that bullshit, the
Podcast.
podcast, which hold on, before that, forgive me, you had something else and you just posted it the other day. What did we start off with?
We started off with cutting up
There we go. Cutting
and then
up.
gamer daddies, and then
Yep.
don't come here with that bullshit podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't come here with that podcast. So let's talk about the evolution of where it started to where it's at now. And then we'll get into the hot seat questions. But I wanted to give these people a timeline of like where you started, where we at. I mean, where we started, how it kind of progressed, and where we're at now.
Are you talking about from the first show or just from the first? Oh, don't come here with the bullshit.
I'm talking about from the first time you thought about doing podcasting to what you said, cutting up to now, to now.
Got, got you.
Just kind of highlight each little level if you don't mind.
Okay, cool. Cutting up. That's shout out to Bobby, McMara, LD. Um, we did the pilot. Um, looking back on it, it just looked like four niggas in there yelling. Like it
Oh
had
yeah,
no,
I remember you posted the highlights. I was like, damn, I don't remember it being like this.
yeah. All it was four niggas in there yelling. There was no structure. And I think myself, I will take it and say that I didn't want to fix that. Like I gave up. I will say that. And another thing is, I know I'm hard to work with. As cool as I may look, I am very hard to work with because I like to do shit a certain way. And that leads me into Gamer Daddies. I didn't want to be the star of their show. I know that I'm the coolest one out of that whole bunch, and I will say that. And I mean this shit, but I really wanted my boys to get in the spotlight, like this team shit. Like I want you niggas to do something, have your name on something, be somebody. So I kind of stepped away from that shit and I left them. And I was like, man, while I'm over here doing this, me and Twan had already kind of started Don't Come Here With That Bullshit podcast, but it was just audio. So when I came back with the
That's
new
right.
show,
That's right. That's right.
yes. So when we came back with the new show, I said, okay, we're gonna do it this way. And I picked up Andre. Um, and then
That's a very deep brother, man. I don't really think I've ever spoken to him except for on y'all show. He go real deep and he well rounded too.
yeah, I mean he is a little plump, but uh definitely. So we picked up Andre. The show had a different format, but every time you doing something, you got to build up chemistry. So through the years, the first, what was that, season 3 when they was there? And then they left season 4 and it was just me and Torn. So we went through a whole bunch of different changes. And then season 5, the where we at now. I think we're in season 5. I don't know. Anyway, the show, when you just came not too long ago, this the way the show was supposed to be. It was my vision. It's just giving people their flowers around the city and having good conversation. So that's the way it was supposed to be. And that's another reason why I wanted to go ahead and quit, because the show is already at its peak. It's at the maximum level that I'm gonna get it. But I'm gonna give it one more shot just because some cool people told me to continue. So
Thank you.
I'm I wasn't saying no names, brother.
Oh, I ain't saying no names. I
But
ain't
yeah,
saying no names.
but Tooth Dog is one of the ones that did tell me. So um I think you just gotta be serious. Like I said, we didn't bump heads on our show, of course. But we came back, we fixed it up, and the chemistry is as good. We got the smart nigga, the cool nigga, and then we have Twan. So we just it's everywhere.
And I won't say it like that, but I do think the dynamics of y'all show is pretty dope. As I said, I've been on the show when it was just you and Twan. I've been on the show when it was all three of y'all. I like both, both formats, but I do
Right,
like the dynamic that y'all have now because as I said, I know you like all of y'all have different little things that y'all bring to it. Of course,
right.
like you for sure, the comedian, you gonna say some of the most off the wall stuff, but Twan is too. And then
Yeah,
Drake can come in there and say it too. But then, of course, like if you want to get serious and talk about stuff, you got that. Or if you want some the great stories, Twan gonna hit you with that. So like it's great how y'all all kind of play off each other as far as especially with the guests that y'all have, which I think is dope. Which I don't know if I told you this, but I kind of took that from you a little bit from y'all's because I was looking at who y'all was interviewing. And my thing is I wanted to first get out and get all the people that I'm cool with, that I have a relationship with, that I respect and put them on the show. So I know we talked about it months ago that you were supposed to be on here. So I'm glad we finally made it happen. But that's kind of what I wanted to do too. Is I know a lot of times with podcasts, people reach for those big people and all that, but I don't even know those people. So it's going. I mean, we can talk about stuff that we notice in the public, but how would we know to talk about the Baylor, the Cornell, the stuff that with the music, the going? We can't talk about that if we don't know each other. So that's what I wanted my podcast to be. So thank you for being a visionary with that part of the podcast. Because I mean, as far as people that I know, like of us, like you, the only one that's kind of been doing it and keep doing it. So that's why I say
I'm
y'all
trying
got
to
to
quit.
keep it going.
I'm trying to quit. Shit, y'all can have this shit. I don't want it no more.
So now we're gonna go to something a little different. Then we're gonna come back to this because I want to cover it all together. But as
Hit me.
far as like shows that you have done, like can you just tell some people like some of the cities you've been to, some of the bigger shows that you've done, maybe some people that you've opened up for, just to kind of give people a perspective of that that people say you're a local joker. Like let's show these people that you're not a local joker. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So I have worked with Omar Gooden in Midland, Texas. Um, I've been on stage with DC Young Fly in Lubbock, Texas. Let's see. I did the Addison Improv, the Arlington Improv. Um, I just did San Angelo with Joe Polar Bear. A lot of people know him, but I didn't know him until I met him. But that is a cool, funny nigga. Uh, So I really haven't been too many places, just really around Texas.
But I'm saying that's good because a lot of people, once again, haven't been anywhere, haven't been outside of Lubbock, haven't been outside of their city limits. So for you to name those places, that's a great accomplishment, for
Yeah,
someone who been, dabbling and doing other things. And of course, I know comedy has always been at the forefront, but you've had your hands in other things. So it's not like you've been 100% invested into comedy only. So for
right.
you to still be able to travel to those places, open up for those type of people, like that's pretty good to me. So I wanted to highlight that.
Yeah, and I also want to say is I talked to my boy Ivory out of Atlanta, and he told me to come down there and do a show, and I was just like, man, I'm afraid of flying. And he told me, he said, bro, you cutting yourself short by not getting on that plane and coming down here and doing something. So I got to get over that fear of flying because I didn't been invited to Cali, New York, Atlanta. The only thing that's ever stopped me was me. I knew I wasn't from the drive, so I take full responsibility on that. Like I should have been in New York years ago. You know what I'm saying? But I still got good connections with everybody out there. So my network game is mwah.
That's crazy you say that about flying. I know a lot of people don't like flying. I don't really like flying either, but sometimes, like they say, you got to get there, man. You got to fly. Because 10 hours, 12 hours, and you can get there in an hour, 30 minutes, 2 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's different, man. It's different. It's different.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
All right, so this next part, just a little high seat. So you've done a podcast, you've done rapping, you've done all this kind of stuff. So I want to stick to the podcast right now. I would like to know, I'm gonna ask a couple of different questions, but the first question is, what was your favorite episode or what episode sticks out to you the most?
My favorite episode is when we talked about why them niggas left the show. It's called Brothers for Life. If y'all ever want to check it out, we ironed out our differences on the
On the
air.
show.
Yeah, on the show, and
Oh,
that's
I missed
I
that
mean,
one. Wow.
yeah, a lot of people really looked over that because I guess we didn't promote it that hard. But for the ones that always wanted to know, like why Andre left the show, is right there. Like nothing is held back. So that's one of my favorites.
And you know what? I'm gonna stick right here for a little bit because this is good. I didn't know that. This is dope. I really didn't notice y'all did a whole episode talking about that. But I'm saying it's dope because us as black men, most of the time, first of all, that situation would have never occurred for y'all to even talk about it. Because most of the
Right.
time it's just whatever I'm doing. But the fact for y'all to talk about it on air and release it to the world,
Yeah.
man, that's pretty dope. And that's pretty
Yeah.
powerful to show that most of the time it's just a conversation. Of course, things happen and you felt the way you felt or whatever, but y'all
Yeah.
had a conversation and y'all were able to work it out and still come back and do another season or whatever you want to call it. So that's
Yeah.
that's pretty damn dope.
Now it's good. The episode is it goes up. It's comical, it's serious, it's like it's good. I love that episode. Like it makes me look like a monster, but it's a good damn episode. Like I love it.
Well, you did say you was hard to work with, so at least you acknowledge that.
Right. I had to. I had to. I accept me. I accept me.
All right, so two other questions about the podcast.
What's
Is
up?
there anything that was ever said on the podcast that you wish you would have not aired?
You know what? No, because everything that y'all see, I let y'all see. I didn't cry. I didn't cut so much shit out. And I guess the one thing that I will regret is talking about my auntie with a mustache. Um, but I cut it out. I cut it out the podcast just because my cousin them they rock with the show down there, and I was just like, that's their mama. They got a mustache. They have to kiss that woman. So I I'm saying it as nice as I can, but I'm still mad at her ass though. But yeah, but you know what? I just said that, and Twan say shit all the time. I just let
Yeah,
Twan go.
yeah, Tuan be going, boy. He be
Yeah,
going.
but far as that go, now just that.
And I guess this next one, which you don't have to say it if you don't want to, but we won't really know. The person would know if they watch this episode. But is there something that you took out that you can talk about without saying any names? That was like either funny, super messed up, or both. And like I
Uh,
said, you don't have to say no names, and you don't even have to bring it up if you don't want to. But we won't know if you don't say the names because y'all have done a lot.
bro, everybody knows she got a mustache, bro.
I
Like,
ain't talking about that. It's something else, man. We already discussed. I
oh,
said something that you can't say no names, dude.
nah, I've never did that. Nah, I don't have
Okay.
it like that. No, no.
So basically, everything besides that. I mean, you said everything that we see is because it's what you want us to see. So
Right.
you've never taken out anything else that you would like for us to see, but you just had to take it out.
No. And
Okay, that's
usually,
good.
how we sit and talk. before we start going on the air and we just talking about random shit. That's the only shit I pretty much have cut out. And
Oh, okay. Okay.
it's never no secrets or nothing. Everybody know you an Illuminati.
I'm the brokest person in the Illuminati ever. I tell you
But
that.
but other than that,
What J.
nah,
Cole said, people would kill themselves if they had my money.
nah. But other than that, nah, man. I try to keep it. It ain't nothing that I really say on the show. I wouldn't say on the stage. So nah.
Okay, well, you already said the best episode, so I have a two-parter for the last part of this podcast question anyway. Who is somebody, well, who is the besides the episode, who is your one of your favorite guests that you've interviewed, and who is somebody that you would like to interview that you have not yet? I know you said it's reached the maximum, but maybe it's somebody that you wanted to that just got away, or the time didn't work, or maybe you blessed and you got everybody.
You know what? I haven't got everybody that I wanted. But so far, my favorite episodes, LD, he's in a few.
Yeah,
Um,
he crazy.
LB, I like the way he do his thing. Shout out to LB. Um, damn, who else have I had on there? You, I'm gonna say you. Not just because I'm on your show, because we had a good episode until you fucked it up.
First of all, I didn't ask y'all to put the cords under my feet, so that's y'all fault. That's y'all fault. The y'all new setup is perfect for people like me,
Right, clumsy niggas. Um,
drunk people.
so let's see who else have we had. My boy JB, he's been on the show as well. That was a good episode. He got real deep. Um,
Wait, who?
JB,
Do I know him?
yeah, nigga, big JB Ross.
No, he been on the show. I didn't know he was on the show.
Yeah, he was on the show. He was on the show in the third season.
Oh, damn, well, you know y'all got a lot of episodes, so
We have 60 episodes.
yeah, exactly. I'm on like episode 10, so that's why.
Hey, good. I'm on 10. I should have been on episode 9. Huh?
Yeah, this might be 11 actually, but
Now far as people go on our show that I really wanted, and I'm not even gonna lie. And this was supposed to happen, and it still might happen. So this will be a worldwide exclusive. My boy Charles Allen and Omar Gooden was actually supposed to come to our podcast. It still might happen.
it still might happen, man. It still might happen. We're gonna
Yeah,
speak it into existence.
yeah.
We're gonna
I
speak
mean,
it
they
into
was booked
existence.
down here. We talked. They was down to do the show. I told them niggas I can get y'all peppermints and waters. I can't get y'all no bottles or nothing like that. But you know what I'm saying? Shout out to them boys, man. Because I really thought it was gonna be like a hell no. When I asked them, like, hey, would y'all like to be on our podcast? They were like, no, no. So I guess they see the clips and they know how we get down. So it's beautiful. They was like, yeah, we'll do your show. So I would like to get Coop on there too.
I'm surprised. I just thought about that. I'm surprised you haven't got him on there.
It's only because he in Dallas.
I didn't know that.
Oh, damn. Sorry. I might
Breaking
just gave it
news.
the location. I don't know. But
Breaking news. Well, I mean, I
yeah,
don't keep up with people like that. I just keep, if you're on social media, I just follow you. And if you happen to say something about, I live in La Mesa or Paducah or something, I'm like, oh, okay, that's where KLOC been. He been in Paducah this whole time. So, you know,
but I will say this though. Every guest we have had, I've always had a huge amount of respect for everybody we didn't have. So that's the people I really want to get out the way. Everybody I looked up to, everybody that's been a part of the journey, like, you know, I'm like L and Tim and Shawty Do, you know, ABC. I grew up with them. I interviewed Little Mel.
yeah.
Um,
That's
you
funny
know,
you said Little Mel. Little Mel. It's Little Mel.
Little Mel. I interviewed Little Melvin. So, uh, so So and he, you know what? He gonna be on the show too. I'm gonna reach out to Mel and Beezy. I still gotta get Beezy and Swiss on there too. So
Yeah, yeah,
we not done.
good. So now we finna go into the final stretch, baby, where we finna get a little hectic. We might, you know what I'm saying, move some chairs around with this.
Yeah,
So
well
we
let's
kind
do.
of briefly talked about it the last time I was on your show, but I think you even kind of admitted to something. But we gonna bring it back though.
Okay, let's talk.
I see you got the Laker stuff on. You know what I'm saying? And I was a Laker fan before because my favorite player is Shaq, of course. And now my new current favorite player is LeBron James. So I root for the Lakers as well. So what is it with this animosity that you have against LeBron James?
I'm glad you asked that question.
We just have
Um,
we gotta let the people know on the podcast. Let's let the
now
people know.
we gonna keep it all the way G tonight. Um, my animosity started when he got drafted, bro. I never liked LeBron. I was a Carmelo Anthony fan when he came into the league
My
because
cousin Q Lou was too.
but here's the thing. So this is the thing people don't know about me. I do not like to fit in with the crowd. So when people go left, I go right.
You a Kobe Bryant fan.
Bro, I was a Kobe Bryant fan since 1996 though.
Bro, stop it.
No, seriously. I was a Kobe Bryant fan when he shot the air balls. You know what I'm saying? Like I was there, bro. I was there. I was 6, but I was there. I remember. You know what I'm saying? So, and you know what? A lot of people in my family that I hung around, they didn't like Kobe. My daddy not a Kobe fan. Um, my mama don't like him. See, them two people. See,
Two and all the people you be with. I got you.
yeah, but animosity. You know, the fans is what create the animosity. People like you create the animosity because the comparisons happen. Is LeBron better than Kobe? Is he better than Jordan? Like it's all barbershop talk. But you have to be able to give everybody their flowers, man. LeBron is great. I don't hate LeBron. I played with LeBron when I played 2K. I have a player built just like LeBron on 2K. But when you start trying to put, and like I say, it's the fans. When you start trying to act like LeBron is over Kobe, that's when we have a problem. And it might show in stats, but everybody has their decade. Jordan had a decade, Kobe had a decade, and LeBron shared his with Steph Curry. So yeah, that's what happened.
You say everybody has a decade, but my boy got 22 years strong.
Yeah,
At,
but
at an elite level. You say, don't make me pull up the Facebook receipts now, boy.
no, he has,
Don't you
but
make me do that.
he
You know,
haven't
I
had a
ain't technical
strong.
savvy, but I have it up here on this damn on this damn podcast
He
somehow.
he ain't had no strong 22 years. Not with no four chips, bro.
That's because you don't win, don't mean nothing. Kobe played 20 years and he only got 6. So what happened to the other 14? I
He
mean
got
5. What happened to the other 15?
he was hurt.
See, that's what I'm saying. You don't have to win a championship every year to have strong seasons. You don't win all the time.
But listen here, Tuke Anonymous, that was Kobe's decade, the 2000 to 2010. That's Kobe's decade, right? LeBron came in 03. That's Kobe's decade.
I don't know if it says
He
Kobe
lost,
decade because my boy Shaq had 3 MVPs for them finals, so I don't want to say it's Kobe decade.
bro. You know damn well that's Kobe's decade.
I'm being
81
serious
points.
though.
No, I'm serious. 81 points, all the games. We all knew Kobe was that nigga in the 2000s.
When did
And
Kobe
then he got
retire? Like 2015,
uh
2013,
I want to say 16.
2016. Okay, okay. I'm
But
just asking
I will.
because all time head to head, LeBron James is 16-6 versus Kobe Bryant.
I'm gonna say this though. LeBron has did a better job of staying out of trouble, staying in shape, and playing at an elite level. I will give LeBron that. He is the greatest scorer of all time, but I just don't never see him like I would see Kobe. I don't get excited watching LeBron like I watch Kobe and Jordan. I don't get that.
But my only thing when people say that though, it's kind of like my honey, you're not gonna be excited to see my honey walk in the room either. Because you got you one that you like, that's yours. So yours was Kobe, like you said, since 1996. So when 2003 came, it was nothing he could have done to make you feel that way. He could have scored 90 points, but you already had yours. So you wasn't going to change your mind. My only thing is when it comes to that, you can ask anybody. I was the biggest Kobe fan too, because I had the Kobe shoes and everything. Because my boy Shaq shoes from Walmart and Payless, I wasn't rocking them. So I was rocking the space shuttles. I had the afro like Kobe. You couldn't tell me
Yeah,
nothing about Kobe. But as a same being the same age as LeBron, watching him in high school, I became a fan instantly. Like
right.
Estacada is real in basketball. He would give us 100. So I've been a fan since then. So my thing is when people say that, well, when you saying that he didn't make you feel that way, it wasn't never going to happen. But the things that he did is pretty damn incredible, man.
But let me tell you though, so we got players like Kobe, Jordan, AI, Steph Curry. Them people excite me. When they step on the court and they play a game, they are exciting. LeBron, you know what? LeBron only had when he was with the Heat and him and Dwayne Wade was throwing alley oops. That's probably the most exciting I've ever seen LeBron.
Bro, you need to go back and watch his second stint in Cleveland. Like after he left Miami. Yeah, now that Miami LeBron James was stupid, like out of this world. Just go check some of the stuff. Just go check out that playoff run. Of course, they lost to the Warriors. I mean, who wasn't gonna lose to them? But check out that playoff run, his like towards that 2016. Boy, that was stupid. It was stupid,
I mean,
man.
I mean, you
Stupid.
know, LeBron's the only one to come back from what a 3-1 deficit and
Yeah.
that block. And he plays defense. I would never take that away from Braun. That block he did on that nigga. Come on, man.
Yeah, I
But
just, of course I know most Jordan fans, most Kobe fans, y'all locked in and I get it. That's why I always say facts only because that's like you telling me your mama better than my mama. We gonna talk on this podcast for 2 hours if we go that route. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't gonna never convince me otherwise. But I just always like to, ruffle your feathers a little bit when it comes to LeBron, because I know how you feel about it. And I know most Laker fans really truly hate it that he is a Laker, because I mean it ain't nothing he can do to pass Kobe as a Laker. Like it's not happening. So I don't even know why y'all was even concerned in the first place.
he overstepping. You don't come over here to Laker Nation and do what you doing. You don't come
What is he
over here.
doing?
You don't come over here breaking every goddamn record. This is Kobe's house.
No, but what you fail to realize is good for you as a Laker fan because he's breaking these records as a Laker. So
I
if
don't
you
want.
look at the record books, half of the people who broke the records were Lakers when they broke them. Like pretty much all of them. Kareem, Kobe, Shaq, Jerry West, LeBron, Magic Johnson. They were all Lakers when they was breaking these records. So it's a good thing for you.
I accept all them other niggas. Come on, LeBron. He could have left. He would have break records. Why he didn't do that in Cleveland?
Because he wanted to come to LA, bro.
See,
This
the thing.
man,
Why did he
this
want to
man
come?
that won rings at three different locations, man.
But why did this nigga really want to come to LA? Come on, too, dog. Let's be real.
Because it's LA. Like who don't want to go to LA?
A lot of
One
people.
thing I'm gonna just tell you, like, and you once again, rest in peace to Kobe. I truly don't even think he even thinks he respects Kobe. I'm sure 1,000%, but he not going to compete against Kobe. He already know who his competition was here, just like Kobe's was here. His is here. They not competing against each other. They was trying to compete at him, and that's why I know what you said earlier. I get it, But my thing is, when you take a test, you don't compare your test to a 70, you compare it to 100. So Jordan was the gold standard. So everything is going to be compared to Jordan. No matter if we wanted to or not, it's going to be compared to Jordan. And that's point blank, period. Just like when we have shooters that come up from now on, you think they're going to be comparing them to Reggie Miller or Klay Thompson? No, they're going to be
No,
compared to Steph Curry because
that's
he
right.
the standard. He the
That's a bad,
standard.
that's a bad man
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, he a bad dude. It took me forever because we was always, but that, hey,
Hey,
ain't nothing I
that's a
can do. He a bad mofo, man. That boy can hit that thing
yes, sir.
from anywhere.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're gonna wrap this thing up, man, Mr. KLOC. First and well, not once again, not first and foremost, we already did that. I truly, truly appreciate you taking time to be on the podcast. The Some Get It, Some Don't podcast. I hope that most people who either didn't know a lot about you or know most of the things about you were able to pick up some more information and some details about you that they didn't know. I know I took up a couple of things that I didn't even know, which is pretty crazy because I think I've been knowing you for a while now. But I always, like you said too, I like to give people their flowers. I want to commend you for being, as you said, like a solid individual from the first time I met you. You always making jokes every goddamn time we talk on the phone. Every time you call them, you can't just give me something. You got to throw something in there every time. So I ain't gonna never get nothing nice. It's gonna be nice and followed by blockhead or some. It's every time. It's gonna happen. So, but
Exactly.
I commend you for being a stand-up guy and what you've done. A lot of people don't like to talk about it, and I know I'm one of the people. I will go out there with my flag and represent for my people. So when it comes to comedy, when it comes to skits, when it comes to the podcast, bro, you one of the pioneers. You just have to be because I like I said, if it's somebody else, I truly don't know them, and that's not a knock to them. I just don't know them. So I wanted to give you your flowers for being one of those people who, whether you think you popular or not, you set the tone or not, you did. Like I don't care if nobody give you credit. I'm gonna give you the credit that you deserve. So I wanted to make sure that you had that credit. And there's one other thing I wanted to commend you on too, and we talked about it on the phone the other day, and I don't know if you got enough time or you want to talk about it, but you always give props and
Yeah,
salute to the
yeah.
Bay Block boys for our relationship that we have. And I know you always say it to me, but I wanted to give you the space to say what you always tell me on the podcast too.
Okay. Bet. Watching the way y'all operate, it's like nothing I ever seen before. And nothing's perfect. I don't know the ins and outs. I don't know when y'all bump heads. I don't know what goes on in the background. All I can tell you is what I see. And what I always see is a unified group of men that's looking out for each other. If somebody got a project and somebody got this, they're there to support. And y'all not trying to be no role models or examples. Y'all just doing y'all thing. But for me, that's like, yo, I'm not getting that in my circle. And we have talked about that many a times. And like I was telling you about Q Lou the other day, when we used to go out, we'd have a bottle and we'd take a swig and pass it, me and between my wife and me, because the niggas we was with was stingy than a motherfucker. It wasn't no, we're all in it together. We're a group. It was just like, yo, fuck them niggas. They can't drink. So when I went out with y'all in Austin, uh, that nigga Q Luke called me out on that shit. He was like, yo, these niggas over here sneak drinking and shit. So that nigga called us out because he was like, yo, we buying rounds. I buy a round, you buy a round. So that's not the stuff I was saying. So I commend y'all highly. And like I said, I always wish I had that support system. Like, seriously. I'm jealous of that shit. But, you can't have everything, man. So y'all all grew up. Y'all got out the mud together. And like I say, I ain't got nothing but 100% respect for the whole squad.
Man, I appreciate that very, very much, man. As I said, once again, I sure appreciate you for being a guest, man, on the podcast. I know we've been trying to set it up. We finally got it set up. I like how you came in here looking like you from Zamunda with that scarf on, and that beanie. You know what I'm saying? I like that.
She's your queen to be. You feel me?
Kunta, you know Kunta,
Yeah,
Kunta.
El Kuta. Hey, before we get off, did we ever talk
Yes.
about coming to America too?
I don't think we did. Oh, I
I
think we kind of did. We did. We kind of did. Because I
did.
think I watched it and we talked about it on Snap a little bit. It was cool to me for what it was, you know. I'm one of them people that I don't look at, I'm gonna rate it up against this one because you never going to compete with the first one. I think we kind of we both kind of agreed to that, like where they
Yeah,
was going, and it was cool. It was cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't upset about it.
yeah. Everything was cool. Just that weird nigga he had in there. I never get his character, but
And that's
other
the
than
thing, I only watched it once too, so that
right,
kind of tell you too.
right. So it's really a terrible film. So let's just be it's terrible. The nigga
Oh gosh.
he tried, he got them 9 kids, and Eddie Murphy tried. I haven't even seen the new Beverly Hills Cop yet.
Oh, that's cool.
But
I like
but
that. I like that because I'm a big Beverly Hills. Well, you know, Eddie Murphy, but Beverly Hills Cop is my thing. I liked it.
but I trust that nigga. So the movie he got coming out with him and Martin and all the other comedians, I know that he's gonna do some magic shit again.
Yeah,
So
he a bad dude, bro.
yeah,
I mean, you know, I know it's the older people and all that, but when it comes to comedy, for me, that's my guy,
oh
Eddie
yeah,
Murphy.
yeah. That's why I
Eddie
said
Murphy,
I
that guy.
trusted that nigga would come into America too. But he let me down on that one. I ain't gonna
But
lie.
I mean, he did wait 50 years to do another one too. Like, I think that's too long, you know. The same things that you were thinking back when you came in with the first one, it's all out the window. You're trying to come up with new stuff. Like, it's just too many moving parts, and your life is different. You know how I go. I'm sure some of the
Yeah,
stuff that you know that you used to pop off ain't the same now. You got a family, don't do it's just different. It's just different. So
I was excited for it. But like I said, I know he gonna give us something. So that's the thing about Eddie Murphy. In that last movie, You People, um, you know.
yeah. Yeah.
But I trust the nigga. I know he's a comedic genius.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I had no doubt in my mind that whatever he's cooking up to pay for this wedding, uh this wedding that's going on, because he said Martin got to pay for the wedding. So I know he's gonna make one hell of a film so this girl can have the best wedding, the son can have a good wedding. So yeah, but I'm gonna leave it at that. I can talk all night. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, man. Well, I sure appreciate you, brother, and I can't wait to get back on the podcast again, man. You know me, I'm trying to make it number three, baby. You know what I'm saying? Last time we was on that Club Shay Shay, that La Portier. So yeah, man. Yeah. I'm
I
over here
think
on water tonight though.
we need to pregame an hour before you come on.
Damn. Hey, I'm with it, man. Just let me know. Just let
Yeah,
me know and I'll be there and we can do it.
yeah, we'll go to Dave and Buster's or something.
And once again, oh, before we leave, I know I already told you a lot of times, a few times, but I sure appreciate you for showing up to my friends and family thing, well, Tuki and friends birthday party thing too, man. That was dope. I know you really don't be out like that. And we had my boy KLOC out, had the chain on, he was chilling. He supposed to be the MC of the night. He out there chilling with me, man. But he ended up getting up there a little bit. But yeah, thank you for coming.
I did what I was paid. So, you know what I'm saying? I had a good, hey, that was a good time, man.
But no, I so appreciate it. You said, man, you always been 100 with me. Anytime I need you to do something or just shoot the shit, you always come through. So I sure appreciate you, brother.
Hey, man, for life, my boy, for life.
I am comedy, baby.
Already, facts only.
All right, brother. I'll see you later, man.
Already, man, keep it gangster.
All right.